coochie bum. Take a bar from Bristol and the wine in your eyes. Till you fall in the bunny tails, gaze at the sky. Super like a summer, don't you think so? Super like a summer from the get-go. Don't forget about the rest though. Jump, jump, jump until you let go. One time, two, and take your body back. One time, two, sail offshore. One time, two, and take your body back. One time, catch me at the encore. Stand in your tippy toes, running to the waterline. It's just a heat on your tummy and all through the shine. Super like a summer, don't you think so? Super like a summer from the get-go. Don't forget about the pesto. Jump, jump, jump until you let go. One time, two, and take your body back. One time, to sail offshore. One time, two, and take your body back. One time, meet you at the encore. And take your body back. Down, coming out of PE town. One drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.
Gino shot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Get to Gino's spot.
Gino spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Center Stage.
And it's another Tuesday, 6:30 on Tuesday, every single Tuesday, Gino's Spot. The best place to watch it is, of course, on YouTube. If you can get the YouTube working, use your finger, just click on the button, get the YouTube going, and then you click on subscribe, and the little bell there, this little bell goes ding, the little bell goes ding, and then it reminds you every single Tuesday at 6:30 to watch Gino's Spot, because you will find everybody in PE and the Eastern Cape on Gino's Spot at some stage. Yes, well, the list of guests is getting longer and longer and longer. I can tell you it's been a great ride. I think it's getting up to nearly 400 shows, which is like it's mind-boggling, because it's a relentless quest to get guests on the show, and they're always interesting. They always we always have a good time, and there are many to come indeed. So thank you to our sponsors, as per usual, Spar, and to Fitch and Eats for our prize at the end of the evening, as well as to Amubia, which provides our internet. I believe they had it was 20 years, I think, Gary, Nicola and Bruce from Amobia had their 20-year celebration, which is amazing, and also Spar's 30 years as well this year. So we got on the decades. We've got them on the decades, on Gino's Spot. Also, we spoke to the weather guru last time as well, and he was saying that that the rainfall was so nice. The water is still running into those catchment areas, and I believe we are up to 22% in the 22% in the dams. Fat Cats, Gary's reminding me at the bottom. Fat Cats Catering. We have Grace has kindly given us some food. Look at that, huh? Look at that. That's right. We got a bit of chow tonight, because tonight we are speaking to Siyolo from Spar. He's going to be, he heads up Spar here in the Eastern Cape, so we're going to have a lovely chat with him, find out what kind of person he really is. Oh, we'll dig down deep in his personality and see what kind of people. It's lovely. That's one thing about Gino's Spot, is that we don't only discuss the business, we also discuss, because he's trying to dig out what kind of people what makes people tick. what makes them tick, and that makes it a little bit more interesting, I think, than just a normal run-of-the-mill interview. And of course, we're going to have a song before we start as well. We're going to do a little song to start, and then we can get things going. So send me your comments. Okay, we're going to get a 10-second lead time because that's how long it takes your comment to come through. Send your comments right now and tell me where you are, what you're drinking. I'm having a little bit of a gin and tonic. I think we're settling into a gin and tonic tonight, so it can loosen up our tongues and so put your feet up on the couch, get into something comfy, and get a drink. And we'll see you. A cola, Carol Jacobs. She's there in East London, that's right. Camilla Ellis is here again. The best place to watch is in your bed tonight, hello. That's right, because it's cold and it's a little bit rainy. And Siyolo's here, he's waiting in the wings. We've had a little bit tonight to eat, ain't ready. A crazy little thing called love. Tell me, is there someone going from Spar? That's right. I see Lindy Dissenburn. I bet you Mike's there with you. She says, Gino, you beaut. That's all right tonight. You gotta be cool, relax, get it. Got all my tracks, I see. Who's that? Gino, you beaut. That's Socrates, that must be Greek. Siyolo and Gino here, that's right. And Sock says, how you doing? Yeah. Dion Schneckler is on the line. He says, go big swab. That's right there. Sam Fent is online. Beep, beep, beep. She had a little bit of a 500 columns now. That's so many. Red wine for the chilly weather. You just listen to her, cause she's a wine fundi. Take a long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready. Ready. A crazy little thing called love. So congratulations, Sam. She did 501 columns now. That's right. For the Herald. That's right. We love the Herald cause it keeps us informed. Crazy little thing called love. A 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 crazy little thing called love. All right, and we are ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and welcome to Gino's Spot. If you haven't been on before, make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Then the old people say you subscribe to the YouTube. There's hundreds of films on the YouTube, but you can subscribe, but push the bell, and then it'll remind you every week to come and watch Gino's Spot, so you can see another new and interesting person every single week. Aren't you bloody lucky? All right, we're going to invite our guest on now, so let's play the intro. Welcome to the show. Now it's your time to shine. We're gonna have a like a chat tonight. Another good time. And we are in. Siyolo. I nearly made it, just made it. Congratulations and well on your. I don't want to say it's a new job already, because I think you've been in there for about a year already.
Yeah,
at least.
It's about 8 months.
It's 8 months.
Yeah, it's gone very quickly. Yeah.
It seems like it's forever. It seems like it's forever.
It's gone very. It does. It's forever.
It's so long. It feels like it's forever.
Remember, I think you first asked me to do this about. I think I was 2 months into the job.
I was literally 2 months in, and I was like, "Come on, Siyolo, you've just been taken on. You've got to come in." And it took a while. It's taken another 6 months.
Well, I've been running away from you, and you cornered me about 2 weeks ago.
I saw that with Mike. I was wondering what you were doing outside there. Do you also cycle as well?
No, I don't cycle, but I run.
Oh, you run.
Yeah, I got a bike and sitting in my garage, still brand new.
Oh, yeah.
Tires have gone flat so many times.
So you haven't
because
got.
I don't use it.
Okay, yeah. Is it a road bike or a?
It's a road bike.
A road bike. Yes, you've got to come and ride with us then.
It's a bit dangerous, eh?
Because Mike Dissenburn was on a couple of weeks ago, and and he's a cyclist. We go cycling
Yeah.
every Tuesday and every Thursday.
Yeah. Okay.
And he hauls me out of bed. In fact, he's probably going to haul me out tomorrow morning as well because we missed today.
I must tell him it's cold.
No, it is. I told him, but he doesn't care. So you need somebody to pull you out and go and do it.
Yeah.
Did you do comrades?
No.
You didn't do comrades? No.
I did do 2 oceans.
Oh, 2 oceans.
Only the half though.
That was the, okay, oh, the half.
Oh, the
20,
half.
that's not 21,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a 56, 56, that's a
21,
26.
yeah.
eh?
That's like the teaser.
Okay.
So I did the teaser. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And how was it? That's
Look, I hadn't trained, I must say.
Oh, you didn't?
Because of this job.
overconfidence.
I think I think it's all muscle memory, and I think knowing the route thing helps.
Okay, okay.
So I did it like in 2 hours and 20 minutes or something.
Okay, that's
yeah.
well, that's good. It's very hilly, so
No, look, it's very
so that's not your normal.
No.
And
It was
it's,
tough. It was very, very tough.
is it 21 or is it 26?
21, so the
Okay,
21 is a 56 as well.
Okay, so it's, they do stick
56
to
is for
21.
people like you and
Yeah.
and your mates that you run with all the time.
No, I haven't got rocks in my head. I stick to short distances, Siyolo. And I'm getting into it again, but I love my running. So we'll talk about the running then. A
You
little bit
didn't
later.
tell us who sponsored your gin. I hope it's
The
Tom.
gin, it's gin. Tops, of
Is it
course,
Tops, eh?
of course, it's Tops. Casey sells his stuff at Tops as well, you know. So I see Dion's on line here as well. Do you see Dion? Isn't he who Tops there? I can't remember who does the Tops with you guys there. I think it is Dion.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, we've got Fitch and Leeds obviously help, and they give a lot of
Cheers.
stuff to you guys too. Here we go. Cheers. But yeah, so I mean, just Spar. You're now. What's your official title is?
So I'm the managing director for Spar Eastern Cape. So basically, looking after the Eastern Cape region.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
That's my job.
And that goes as far as.
As far as we go towards Durban. So we
How far?
We end at Tues.
Tuchwa.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's our last stop, and then towards Western Cape we go George.
Okay, George.
Then Alwa North. That's that. So it's a very vast area. That we
Yeah.
cover.
Alwell North.
So
Okay.
351 stores in total, including Bullet. So that's a lot of business.
As far as the DCs go, because I know that you get the DC and then that distribution center then supplies the Spars in the area. So how big is Eastern Cape as opposed to the others?
Well, we are probably, I think, the 4th biggest DC.
4th biggest, okay.
So you got South Rand, KZN,
Yeah.
North Rand, and then Western Cape, and then us. So we're 5th biggest.
Okay, so they just take the south and the north in the up on the reef,
yeah.
and then Western Cape is also going to be big as well.
Yeah,
Lowveld smaller than us.
Lowveld smaller than us. So we second from the bottom.
Okay.
But we perform well.
Okay.
So we perform well.
But there's always, we all say out of relegation.
We're like Chippa United.
Yeah, we're like Chippa.
We gotta fight for our place every end of the season. But no, look, we do well as it is. Size doesn't matter. It's what you do.
Yeah, I know what. We won't go down that path though. Still, I see where you're going. I see we've got to come. Let's have a quick before we get going. See if we got something. Not too much. Not too much. So you see, look at that. Now he's already chasing me. Are you? So you're not going to come with us tomorrow? You can
No.
So
I need to
Mike,
sort out the tires first.
we need to sort this out here.
No, the tires are too flat. We need to sort them out.
There we do. We do need to. I'll bring it around. I'll get it done like this for you. We'll have you tomorrow morning. So Sam Fenter says, "How's it to you as well?"
Sam?
Sam was at school with me. She was from sub A to matric.
She's awesome. She's my left, right, and my middle hand.
I tell you what,
she's awesome.
You don't know about Sam, but she came first in standard every single year. She is super bright, that girl.
No, I know. I worked with Sam for a couple of years now,
Okay.
and she's fantastic. She really is.
Oh, lovely. Anyway, so and I see Socrates is socks.
Hey, how's it, Socks?
Socks is there as well. He comes on every now and again. We check his socks. We check him.
No, he's in retirement. He's got lots of time. He's got plenty of time to spend.
Yeah, he's got a bit of time that he can spend on Tuesday nights. But tell us how your Spar story. Let's do the Spar stuff first. I mean,
So look, it began a long time ago, and I was about 21. I just finished my national diploma
Okay.
human resources.
HR. So you,
HR, yeah.
Where was that? At NME?
NMM. No, I used to
Okay.
be called
UB.
P Technicon.
P
at the time.
Technicon.
So I went to Technicon. I wasn't
Gee whiz.
clever enough to go to university.
But now, what year was that? Because I might have been there with you.
What was student number? 97.
97.
97. So 9708802. That was my
Okay.
student
No.
number.
You see,
Still
you're
remember.
far too young. I mean, I think you got like nearly 10 years on me here, man. This is ridiculous.
So yeah, so I mean, I had just finished my national diploma, which was
Okay.
a 3-year course.
Yes.
And then my parents said, "Listen, you've been studying for too long. Go find a job."
Okay.
So I started looking. And
Can you imagine your
my
mother?
mom was like,
Yeah,
I
Siyolo.
gotta go find a job. And she was like, she was with me, helping me with the application forms and
Yes,
that
yes.
kind of stuff. So I remember my first interview. It was here in Cape Road. I remember it was a British guy. So I remember he was driving this black convertible 3 Series.
wow.
Beautiful car. So he called me in for an interview. So he
Yeah.
interviewed me.
Was he part of Spar or was he?
No, it wasn't. So
okay.
this is my first interview ever.
Oh, okay.
So he says, look, he interviews me and he likes me and he says, look, you got the job. You're studying today. So, and my mom was with me, so I went to her. I said, listen, mom, you gotta go. Come fetch me later. I'm starting work.
Jeez.
So she left.
Well, she must have been pleased. She's
Nah,
like, well, thank God for that.
Yeah. So the guy says, look, I'm going to introduce you to some of the guys that you're going to be working with. So cool. So he takes me to one guy. I says, look, this guy's going to be with you today. He's going to train you and let you know what to do and that kind of stuff. So this guy sat with me and he said, look, let's go. Okay, so I'm wearing like a suit, tie.
Yeah.
So he says, let's go. So we start walking. So we walked and we stopped at Five Ways, Five Ways KFC.
Yeah.
So there's a bus stop there.
Okay.
So we stopped there, and then there were people waiting for a taxi and,
Yeah.
and the bus and everything else. And so he had this big bag with him. So he puts the bag down, and he opens this bag.
Yeah.
Okay. And there were toys in there.
Toys.
So he took the toys out and he started selling them to the people that are waiting for public transport.
Oh no.
I'm like, okay, this is my first job.
Well, no.
I'm like, hey, I'm not a salesperson. I couldn't sell anything to save my life. So I said to him, listen, I got to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
So I said, that was me, God. So
Mom, listen, come fetch me again.
there were no cell phones at the time, so I had to go
Okay.
find a
Tiki box.
at 50 cents. I called my mom, listen. You
This
gotta
is
come fetch
bullshit.
me.
Yeah.
So that was it. I mean, so that was,
Oh man, but you're not the only one. There was somebody else that told us a similar story. I can't remember who it was, but somebody said that they went to this interview and they thought everything was
must
cool.
have been the same guy. I promise you that oak. He's so convincing.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was a lucky guy. He was a true salesman. So
Okay. So
and then we kept looking.
Right.
And then there was this unfortunate incident in VW where they fired all those workers. About 4,000 people they fired.
wow.
At the time, my dad was working at VW,
Yeah.
and so he organized me like an application form, and so
Okay.
all those guys were gone. So I filled in the form, and I got the job as a line operator. So,
VW, okay.
VW, yeah. So my job was I worked in a sealer line. So sealer line basically, you put a seal on the edges of the doors.
Yeah.
The bonnet,
proper
the
manual
water doesn't come. So you stand for 8 hours and you watch these things come, and and that's what you do. So that's what I did. I did that for like 3 months with my HR qualification. So it was
So on the assembly line.
assembly line,
Sealer-
sealer line. So there was a sealer line. So it was in the paint shop.
Yeah.
So I worked there for 3 months, 7 days a week, and at the same time I was studying for my BTEC. So BTEC is the 4th year of the HR qualification.
Okay. Did they give you a study thing? Or
No, I used to work like, I used to come in at 6 and leave at like 3, 4 o'clock. And then from there, taxi, school. So that was my life. I worked 7 days a week. So it was tough. It was really
For
tough.
sure.
So I worked there for 3 months, I think. And then I saw a job ad on the newspaper, and they were looking for an HR trainee at Spar. At Spar, so
Okay. At the DC.
I didn't know at the time.
Okay,
so
okay.
I was like thinking, okay, the only Spar I know is a Spar in the corner somewhere. Like,
Yes.
okay, I'm not looking.
Yeah.
But then I made the call and they explained to me that it was the DC and that kind of stuff. So I went for the interview.
Yes.
And I remember the first time I went, my mom took me.
Yeah.
So she drove me to the interview. and I was wearing my my overall, and
Oh, is it
I didn't
from
have time to, I
VW?
didn't have time to change. My hair was plaited. I had lots of hair then. My hair was plaited, and yeah. So
Okay.
so I went to the DC, and I met Conrad Isaac for the first time.
Wow.
So Con at the time was he was the HR director.
Yes, yes.
For Spar Eastern Cape. So he interviewed me, and I think immediately he liked me, and he called his team together. The team interviewed me, and then he said to me, "Look, I must come back the next day,
Yeah.
and I'll be interviewed by the entire logistics team because the job was based on
Logistics, okay,
logistics
okay.
department." So I said, "Cool." So I came back the next day for the second interview.
Who was there at the logistics
It
interview?
was Gareth Dunny.
Okay.
Gareth Dunny was the logistics director at the time.
All right.
So I went on a second for the first time. I went to the logistics department to get interviewed. I walked into this room, not lying to you.
Yeah.
There must have been like 20 people there, okay, waiting to interview. Shit, no, I was
Waiting to interview. So
Waiting to
potential.
interview, yeah.
To interview you.
me.
Oh, holy crap!
20 people.
Jesus.
So I walk in. This is intimidating. Yeah, but they were nice guys.
Okay.
And they asked me like lots of questions about my character.
Okay.
There's one question that I will never forget that they
Yeah.
asked me. They said, "What kind of animal are you?" I said, "Okay, I think I'm a lion." I think that was the response that I can't.
Okay, yeah.
I think I said lion because I'm a Leo. I think that,
Yeah, Leo as well, not so Leo.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
And you had your hair, your mane was there
Flat-
back then.
flat.
You know.
Yeah, so I mean, before
Wow.
I even left Spar, I was told I got the job
Okay,
as
fantastic.
an HR trainee in the logistics department. So I worked at Spar for 2.5 years.
Okay.
And then I left and I went and I joined Fort Motor.
You
Company.
left Spar.
I left Spar.
Siyolo? The loyalty, I would question that.
2.5 years. I think at the time, there's certain things in HR that Spar at the time could not offer.
Yeah.
And I felt that, for me to be a complete HR person, I needed a specific skill which I couldn't get
Okay.
at Spar at the time. And I had to make a decision to leave.
All right.
And when I resigned, so I went to Con and I had a letter typed and everything else. I said, "Hey, Con, I'm leaving." So I put the letter on the table. He wasn't happy. In fact, he never spoke to me for 3 weeks.
Yeah, because
Not
you
even a
should have
hello.
come to him before.
Not even a hello. For 3 weeks, he never
Really?
spoke to me, which was very difficult because I think we had built a relationship. I think
Yes.
the 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So eventually, I served my notice, and then I left and I joined Ford Motor Company. And I remember
Ford, okay.
Ford,
Ford,
yeah,
okay.
in where's Ford? In
Struendale.
Struendale, yeah, engine plant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I worked there, and
It was Mazda, Ford and Mazda together.
yeah,
That
correct.
Samco.
So, yeah.
Samco, eh?
So we were making engines which we were exporting to Brazil and Spain.
Wow,
For some of our trucks
Yeah.
at the time. And yeah, so I mean, during that time, Colin and I kept contact.
And who did you meet at Ford though? Who the guys there that you
Well, there was
said that-
Anton von der Walt, who I reported to, a wonderful man,
Yeah, okay.
gentleman of note. And I learned a lot from him, and also worked with some of the shop stewards.
Okay.
Funny enough, the lady shop steward I worked with is now the COSATU chairperson.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean,
We got some connections there. then.
plenty
You
connections.
know?
Plenty connections. So yeah, so I mean, Colin and I kept in contact, and
Yes.
I got a call in 2005, it was September. Would you like to come
Only
back?
2 years later.
Would you like to come back? And
Okay,
I said,
alright.
yeah, of course. So I've been with Spar from
since
the 1st
then?
of October 2005.
Wow.
And I'm
okay.
still here.
okay. Yo.
Talk about loyalty.
No, that's good. That's good.
And I
give
wouldn't
it to you.
stay if I didn't love it. I love every second I've spent.
Yeah,
with
well,
it.
I think you wouldn't have gone back if you
Yeah.
didn't enjoy it
Yeah.
and didn't
Yeah.
enjoy the people. you know.
Yeah, so I went back and and it was
interesting.
best decision I've made. And,
Yeah, because I mean that Ford time must have been quite in the deep end there, because that's a different scale of
It was. It was.
of HR.
No,
Right?
it was. I
It's
mean,
unionized. It's highly
I
unionized.
worked with a union for the first time ever
Yeah.
in my life. In fact, that was a skill I was looking for
Mm-hmm.
because at the time Spar didn't have one. So
Okay.
I mean, it was rough, but again, it's how you work with people.
Yeah.
You know?
Relationship.
I mean, we worked with NUMSA. NUMSA at the time, and I think they're still a very progressive union. You know, you can
Tough.
reason. They're tough, but you can reason with them. And
Yeah,
you can,
yeah.
You know, so it was lovely working with them.
Okay.
And, I mean, we built a nice relationship. You know, we got things done.
Yeah.
So it wasn't tough. I must be honest with you.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. You know, I remember there was a strike there, and during the strike, you know, it's not nice. It's people use your name in the Toy song. It's not nice. You know, it's not nice. They tell you how they feel about you. So that's not nice. I think that was my first experience. So it was very unsettling. But you learn from that. You learn and you grow and you build a character. And just
But also, you must have learned a hell of a lot from that. I mean, that's, and that experience is going to be like because when you move from a large thing like that. Okay, I mean, Spar is big now, but I'm sure in 2005 it wasn't as big as that. It was still national. But Ford is something else. So then you come back with this experience and you can go dive in.
It helped. It really did help. And again, you come back, you're seeing things differently. It opens you up.
A bigger picture.
Opens you up in terms of how to deal with people and conflict and those kind of things. And so I came back.
To HR again.
HR, and then I was HR manager, reporting to Con.
Okay.
Con then got promoted. He was made MD, and then I took over the HR HR exec position. So I sat on the regional exco, and I was 30 years old at the time.
Yeah,
so
you were the young whippersnapper.
I was very, very young. But I mean, Con had a great team. And the guys supported me very, very well. The guys like Mark Forsyth. He was there, Gareth Dani. So lots of incredible people.
Mark Dissenburn
was there. So I worked with strong people. That helped build my career.
It's great to hear because
and also being that young in an exec team, so it can be intimidating. Very, very intimidating. But they helped me through it, which was awesome.
And after a year or two, then you start to see that bigger picture.
Yeah, you do. No, you do. You get you're sitting around the exec table, you get to understand different aspects of the business. Guys like Richard Morgan, he's a finance guy. So you learn from each person, and again that helps build your career for the future, which is something I'm thankful for.
And I mean, from there, so 2005, and I remember Conrad coming in as well at that time and building
as MD,
MD and changing his own way of dealing. I mean, I remember dealing with Conrad in the beginning and dealing with him at the end was a different animal. He really did. I think Conrad had to let go. You found the same sort of thing. I mean, are you the kind of person that likes to be involved all the time in everything?
Yeah, look, I'm pretty much hands-on. But again, you being hands-on does not mean that you have to micromanage. That's the difference. You're hands-on, but you allow people to do what they need to do. Because I mean, when you micromanage, you carry that stress on your shoulders. And it doesn't work very well.
No, I'm sure.
It doesn't work very well. So I've always allowed people to do what they need to do. I think a person gets put into a position because we trust them to do the job. So we mustn't doubt.
You don't
their ability. And
you don't want to
So let them do what they do best.
You've got to let them make their what you think might be wrong, but it's hard.
And the trick is you got to be able to know when to step in.
Yes.
And I think the higher you go in the business, the more difficult it gets, because you're dealing with experts in certain areas. And so it becomes really difficult, to try and knowing when to step in. But you have to when the time calls for it.
But I think have you got an advisory sort of network that can help you as well?
I would call them that. My exec team is like that. You've got a sales specialist, a marketing specialist, you've got a distribution specialist, corporate stores, HR. So you're a finance guy. So you've got a nice team, build-it guys. So everyone is there. So they advise and they're sitting in their areas in terms of decision making. what decisions we should take.
Yeah, something's going wrong here.
Correct.
That needs to be
Correct.
sorted out.
Correct.
So you can just crap on their head. It becomes easier.
I don't do that enough. No, I'm joking. But look, again, you work as a team, and I think I like that. Advisory board, because exactly, I mean, that's what they are. That is what they are. That is what they are.
And then, so you obviously with doing the HR still, and did Angela took over from?
No, so what happened was, so I went in and I did HR, and so there's a guy called Willie Zebenster. So Willie owns a building in Sandridge. So Willie was the IT exec at the time. So when I was there, so Willie then retired, and he left the business, and it took us a long time to replace him. We just couldn't find the right person who would fit into our business. I remember driving with Conrad. We were going somewhere, and he says to me, "Don't you want to do that job?" I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "No, head up IT." I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "No, you can do it." So I said, "Okay." I was young and naive, and I felt strong. And at the time, we had just implemented a new IT system in our stores called Sigma. And it was a bit of a mess. So, I mean, I remember my first Christmas in that job, I was on my phone the whole day. So my family is having turkey and...
and then the Sigma's going down.
Sigma's going down. And Socks, I think, phoned me as well, complaining.
Of course.
I remember you.
Socks says you're a true gentleman there, Gary, at the last comment there, I see.
So...
he speaks very highly of you, though.
It's lekker. Because he crapped me on Christmas Day. So we got that working, and it was fun. And so I did that together with HR. So I did HR and RT for 6 years.
Wow. Okay. So
I didn't got to a point
together.
Where
Did you get an increase at least?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Conrad! Somebody tag Conrad.
So no, I didn't get an increase. So it got to a point where I just felt tired, and I was studying for my MBA, so it was a bit of a problem. So I went to Conrad. Listen, I can't do this anymore. I'm tired. So we decided that we said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "Look, I'll take IT and give HR to somebody else." Okay,
so you moved to IT.
So I moved to IT. Let go of HR, did IT for 2 years, and then in logistics there was a guy called Martin Rosenberg, a German guy. He used to work in Western Cape, DC. He had joined us and worked as a distribution director. He also retired. Then I was asked to move to distribution, so I left IT and I went to distribution, logistics.
So you really worked in
did that job for 2.5 years. Never slept. 7-8 job. Look, I've always said to my guys that as long as there's a truck on the road, I'm walking. Because the driver is out working.
So back to logistics again, because you almost started in logistics.
Correct. And also, the guys that interviewed me years before were still there. It was an easy transition for me to go back in there. So I did that for 2.5 years. And then I got a call from Brett Botton.
That was it was also when Angela was heading it up as well.
So Angela was heading.
Angela Swartz was heading. So you were still there, and then when Angela left.
So Angelo, I remember it was a Sunday afternoon. I just come back from Guanamuche. That's where I was.
Okay.
And then a family thing. So I had come back, and Angela says, "Can you take a call from Brett?" I said, "Okay."
Brett Button, yes.
So I said, "Of course I didn't take a call." So Brett SMS'd me. He said, "Look, can you take a call?" I said, "Yeah, I'll take a call." Then he phoned me. He said, "Look, you're now empty." And,
wow.
So so that was special.
Oh, lovely.
That was special. So all the years of
fantastic, and all the different areas. It stands you in good stead.
It does,
because you can. If somebody comes here with a logistics story, you know what's going on there.
Most importantly, I know who to talk to.
Exactly.
I can ask questions at a different level. Which obviously helps.
And then you've got a team under you that we deal with Rosie a lot. It's fantastic, and Laura.
Laura is she's my second wife. I hope Zadi is not listening. She's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
She really is. And before that, I had Tobacco, who was
Tobacco.
she was also
Sanjika.
fantastic. That's it. Yeah. So I mean, Roseanne, she does
Yes.
sponsorships, and she's amazing.
Yeah, she's great.
So
She's
she
full of
does
energy.
a lot of sponsorship and PR
Yeah.
for the business. So.
She's a bright light. She's like she's radiates
No,
all the
she's,
time. She's
no,
always stuff going on around Rose.
She's a perfectionist.
She is.
There's only one way, and that's the right
Yes.
way. And that's the perfect way.
Yes.
Which obviously helps our brand
Yeah.
because I think we're viewed as a very professional brand. I
Yeah.
mean, if you went to the ladies' race, I mean, people
Yeah.
were commenting that I've never seen a stage like this before.
Amazing.
Some guys were comparing it to some of the races overseas. Saying,
Yeah.
I've been to the Boston Marathon, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
That's Roseanne. I mean, that's the kind of quality
It's
of work that she does.
Great, and I think the employer in NA.
She spends money. She spends lots of money.
Yeah,
but,
sure. She does. Yes.
Yeah.
But no, she's always and she's got a she's good with people. So she keeps those relationships going. And I think just the Spar race for me, it was so nice to have the live race again after.
And there was even before her, there was Stapes as well.
Yeah, I know
We
Stapes,
know.
of course,
Legend.
Stapes, yes, yeah.
Legend in
Stapes
in
was
his
always
own right.
involved and still the
Yeah.
maniac, and he's so connected. He knows everybody.
He knows everyone.
Stapes knows
He's like the mayor.
everybody. Yeah,
He's
he
like the
does.
mayor of P. Yeah.
Do you have any challenges coming in? I mean, what were the biggest challenges coming in
Into
your new job?
look, I mean, it's. I didn't have too many challenges. I think what helps is that I'd been in the business
You're already in there.
since 2005.
Yeah,
And I think the jobs that I did exposed me to retail.
Yeah, okay.
So I spent time with the retailers. And when I took over the job, I knew about 98% of them.
Yeah.
Which helps because
That's
my
right.
job is to take care of that. It's the retail and obviously our customers in DC as well. So it's like a triangular kind of. But I think, the most pressure would come from retail because that's where the
All those retailers and they I think they appreciate the relationship.
because they know me.
They're really family businesses as well.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't think there were too many challenges. But again, it's just dealing with the retailers and making sure that you offer a service that is acceptable to them. And that's what we try and do every single day. Offer a service that is acceptable to our retailers.
Yeah. No, that's good. So now let's get into your history a bit, Siyolo. So where was Siyolo born? Where Siyolo Dick was here somewhere. It came from somewhere. You say KwaNobuhle?
Well, KwaNobuhle, yes. So so I was born there.
Wow, okay.
So my mom, she was 17. My dad, I think, was 18.
Okay, woo, young parents.
Very young.
Yo.
Very young. And so my mom, after she gave birth, she had to go back to school. And so my grandmother looked after me. And it was not just her, because she also had to work. The neighbors and everybody else also participated in creating this human being. I mean, that's like an African culture.
Yeah, it's
that's
very
how we do things.
sort of matriarch based.
Correct.
As well, your grandmother.
Correct.
So
So
often bring up the children. Eh?
Yeah. So she did, and I always call her my mother
Okay.
because she helped create this person.
Yeah.
And she taught me everything that I know. And sadly she passed away when I was 11.
Okay.
I remember when the day before she passed away, she said she sent someone to come looking for me because she wanted to spend time with me.
Okay.
So we spent the whole day.
Wow.
She was sick. She had cancer.
Okay.
So we spoke for
She must have known.
we spoke for a whole day. And she asked me what I wanted to be. I still remember that conversation.
Yeah.
Then I left, and I think early hours of the next day she passed away.
Wow.
So so
Siyolo, that's amazing.
Always,
I lost my mom to cancer as well, and there was a time I remember, and like you're saying now, where my mom decided she wasn't going to take in more treatment and stuff, and she knew that was it, she was going to die, but she called the boys, come, we talk.
That is so special.
Yeah.
And like you said, somehow she knew.
She knew.
And I think that made me very special.
Yeah.
Made me feel very, very special. And yeah,
Sure.
so I will always love her.
Yeah, for sure.
I will always love her, and
Sure, man.
probably like, when I close my eyes, I probably see her.
Yeah.
So
No, the part there's I always say when you lose somebody, they always
Yeah.
there's inside
They're
you.
always- they're always with
They're
you.
in there. You do things and
Always
you think,
with
that's just like my bloody mother.
they're
I was
always,
just
they're always with you. So she,
and your mom is
so my
still
mom,
part of your
my mom
life
is still
as well?
part of my life.
Okay,
She's
And your dad
fantastic.
as
My
well?
dad is as well. So I've got two sisters. One is in Joburg.
Wow, okay.
Working for Netbank. The other one is in East London, working for a parts company that does parts for Mercedes Benz.
Okay.
So yeah, they've done well. So
Okay,
so that's where I grew up. So I went to primary school.
Yeah.
Called Tlemeza Primary School. which is-
Tlemeza.
Tlemeza. So and then when I was, I think it was in grade standard 1, I think it was. So my parents got married, and I had to leave my grandmother.
Yeah.
So I stayed with my folks.
Okay.
And then my secondary education, I went to a school in Utenig called Little Flower.
Little Flower?
Little Flower. It's a Catholic school.
Oh, nice.
We had
nice.
nuns there.
Gee whiz.
So that's why I must standard 2, 3, and 3, 4, and 5.
Well, I'm very pleased to hear that you're at the Catholic school.
Correct.
Because of course, being Italian, I was also Catholic, In nome di Padre, di Figlio, di Spirito Santo.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Fantastic school. It really was. It was a great school. And then my high school, I went to Muir College, boys' school.
A mere boy.
Yeah, Muir boy.
Look at you.
Look at me.
That is
look at me.
200 years now.
200 years last year.
Yeah, did you go?
I was there.
Is it?
I was there. 200 years. It was a very special moment for the school. And I saw some of the oaks I haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
so
I'm sure.
we-
Did you enjoy your school career?
I loved it.
Really?
I often said to people that was the best 5 years of my life.
Okay. At high school?
High school.
Okay. And were you from
High
Muir?
school.
Muir from standard
Standard
6?
6.
Standard 6. Okay,
yeah.
wow.
So standard 6. And I was there. Multiracial school.
Yeah.
Model C. That's what they were
I know,
called
it's
at the
Model
time.
C school. It
Model
was
C.
a Model C.
So it was a different experience. I remember my first day at the school. So we get introduced. So they call us one by one.
Yeah.
So your first name and your surname. My surname.
And you're so small,
So I'm like this young boy,
Yeah.
standard 6, multiracial school.
Yeah.
This is all new to me.
Yeah.
So they call us one by one. Okay, walk up the stage, say how's it to everyone,
Yeah.
and you go sit.
Okay.
And it was my turn. So this guy says, Siyolo Dick. Everybody starts laughing. What are they
What they're laughing at?
So I keep walking and everybody's in stitches. The teacher is laughing, everybody's laughing. So I'll go up and I'm a hit. I check my zip, is my zip open? What's going on? So I went and I sat, and then we went outside. And a couple of guys came to me and said to me, "Is your surname Dick?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Do you know what it means?" I said, "No." That's when I found out.
Okay, you
I was in
found out
standard
that
6, yeah.
Muir would have told you that.
Yeah.
So they would have got you
so
there.
that's
So you had
it's
to
always
deal with
been
that.
it's always been a icebreaker.
We had to be that. You had
Yeah,
to have that.
imagine my two sisters.
No. They need
sorry
to get
for
married quickly.
I feel sorry for them. But anyway, so I mean that's when I found out.
No, that's fine. It's
That's
fine.
what-
And the high school would have let you know that. Yes, they do.
All the female teachers and
Oh my God, yes. You
So
know.
it's always been an icebreaker. I think
But
it
it's
got
funny
me out
that
of trouble
in
many
Ecuador
times.
it means nothing. You know, it's like
Yes,
what?
I don't know what
It's just
to do
another
about it.
surname. It was it's crazy.
Yeah.
No, but and so at school, I mean, you were a sportsman, obviously.
No,
Not.
I played first team tennis.
Oh.
So I enjoyed my tennis. So I
Okay.
played first team, but it was rubbish at everything else.
Oh, really?
I mean, I
surprised.
played like fifth team rugby.
Yeah.
I remember we played in Grahamstown. We lost like 180 mil.
180.
180 mil. The guys we were playing. with,
Well,
massive-
you're a great advert for
Wow.
your college.
I will never repeat that to you.
Okay, 180 no. That must be Graham College.
Like scoring every 30 seconds.
Was it Graham
I think we were
College?
playing Graham College.
Oh, Graham College.
It was tough.
There's a couple of
The guys
guys.
that we played, I mean, they were massive. I mean, I had the ball. No, okay, I won't
You're
talk.
probably playing the first team. You know what I mean? It was unfair.
No, listen, I was
That was
rubbish.
pretty
I
shit.
played flank, and
Okay,
it was
flanker.
fun though. Yeah, we were there for fun.
Yeah, of course. Fish and chips team.
Yeah,
It's good.
I played cricket. I think cricket was fourth team.
Oh, yeah.
But tennis I enjoyed. And,
Okay.
truly
Enjoy the
enjoyed it.
tennis.
So that,
No, I love that.
I was in my element.
I'm going to have to now use that next time I find another Muir guy coming on board, coming on the show.
I don't know when they announced the score at assembly. Everybody went, you!
180.
I don't know
180 now.
Well, they were scoring properly.
Yeah, must have been it.
Yeah, look at it. It
I
was
thought you must have helped
I
him.
think there was a time I think we played with 16 guys on the field. 16 guys. I think one guy was
Put it on.
substituted. He never left the
Another guy.
field. We were
Bring on
16
more.
and we still lost.
Still lost.
Yeah.
Oh dear, no, that is terrible.
I was,
Siyolo.
I mean, the guys were so big, and I was
Yeah.
I was sidestepping people without the ball. So a guy would come to me and say, "Okay, I'll go this way. You can go that way."
Just take it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Why don't you want to take the ball?
So you go that way, I go that way.
Now, we've had lots of
but,
Graham College guys on here as well. I must speak to some of them too.
I'm sure there's Graham College.
Yeah, there's lots of Graham College guys. Are you? Did you get married? Are you married? Have you got children?
I'm married. It's my second one.
Second wife?
Second one. So
There
second
you
wife.
go.
Sankita.
Aiming for the third one soon or not?
I almost answered that one. No, I'm not.
No.
I'm very very happy.
You learned from your mistake the first time. I mean, you're not going to say anything. You have a good relationship with your first wife as well.
We text, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
No, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
And you've got children from both?
So I got two from my first wife.
Okay.
Two girls. Yoli and Esihle.
Okay.
So Yoli's 18.
Wow.
So she's going to
Sure.
varsity.
So you started early, just like your folks.
No, I was 25.
Oh,
26
bad.
actually.
Not too bad.
when I had it. And the other one is 11.
Okay.
And then with my wife, we have a 4-year-old boy, current wife.
Okay.
4-year-old boy, and she has a son from a previous relationship. So it's a big
Okay.
family.
Wow. So,
4 kids.
But do you have? You find it's a big? So you
Love Love
big vibes.
No, you come into the gate, you park the car, they all come as hugs and kisses,
it's
and nothing beats that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So
beats
because you need to, I mean, you as a family unit,
Yeah.
you need to keep that, and it's
Yeah.
an extended
Yeah.
family. Then,
Yeah.
then
No,
so be
it's-
it.
And we're lucky. I mean, our kids get along quite nicely. So I mean, there's two 18-year-olds and there's 11-year-old and there's a 4-year-old. So there's
Yeah.
big gaps.
Okay.
But it's they get along
Yeah.
quite nicely.
Yeah. Oh, good.
So
Good.
that I think we're lucky.
That helps, and as long as you've got that love in the family, and it sounds like your grandmother instilled that in you.
She did. She did. She did. She was a special lady.
Yeah.
Especially.
And they tend to get into that zone where they look after you, where your morals go, and where your integrity.
And it starts early.
Yeah.
It starts early. I think obviously, she caught myself and my cousins at the right time in terms of shaping us and to become the people we are today.
Everybody needs a good granny and grandpa. They do.
I hope I can be a good grandpa.
Yeah.
One day.
Well, I think it's easier to be a grandfather. It's you don't need to deal with the crap. You just you give them back with a
you just watch the rugby games and the soccer
Yeah.
games
And you do all the nice stuff.
netball games.
Yeah.
You do all the nice stuff.
Come, my boys. I remember my folks-in-law with my kids as well.
Yeah.
They always did the
Yeah.
good stuff. The kids would come over when they needed some string or something if they're making something, or if they, come on, Granny will help you. It's fantastic.
Yeah, no, really.
And so school, you enjoyed school. You did okay at school as well.
I did okay.
You didn't fail. Didn't fail and
okay.
get you.
I did okay.
You just
I did okay.
scrape past.
I was fine. I was fine.
And get your.
I was fine.
I
I wasn't the best. I wasn't the best.
No,
I was fine.
no. But
I was fine.
I think as long as you enjoy, if you enjoy your school things, and do you still have friends from school as well?
You know what? If you look at my career in Spar, we change positions.
Yeah.
You're learning something new all the time.
Yes,
moving from HR to IT, something I've never done in my life. So you gotta. I mean, you can't just leave without understanding.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand how the whole thing works.
Yeah.
So you spend time just understanding the job and what is it that you need to do.
Yeah.
And getting to know the people and providing the leadership.
Yeah.
So and then moving from there to logistics. So that takes away all the fun. Because first of all, I'm never home.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, you have all these, these long hours.
Yes,
So I think I lost most of my friendships during that time.
Doing that.
So I still have a few mates, but
When you're working hard, but I find as you get older, you also find where as you get older, you get less friends that you see more often.
that's true.
And you see them a lot. Probably get sick of you.
Yeah, that is true.
But
So
you have your-
I mean,
it's cool.
Yeah, it is. Look, I mean, I've always worked hard. I think I've always put my work first.
Yeah.
And I think my friends understand that, and I think my wife is learning.
Yeah.
And you know, you make sacrifices in life.
Yeah.
And
really.
and I think, you know, the friends and everything else. You know,
it
you know,
can be.
you leave them behind, you know, because you've got a purpose. You know.
Yeah.
You know where you want. To
And you're
go.
busy. You're always busy. You always, you know. So it does. So, but what you do, you are going to have to do that if you, you know, eventually. I know.
Yeah.
I remember Angela talking about exactly the same thing with
No,
when
you
he was
lose,
MD.
you lose. I've got no friends.
It's yeah.
I've got no friends. I've got lots of people wanting things from me, but I've got no friends.
That's also, but your real friends
Yeah.
are always going to be your real friends. They always take you down to size.
Of course.
You know?
Flat out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's
Yeah.
still a couple of mates, and but not as
They don't
many
see you
as,
they don't see you as MD.
No.
They still see you as Siyolo. That's fine.
I get reminded a lot at home.
I'm sure.
Don't pass the instructions. Yeah, you know that.
Yeah.
So I get reminded all the time.
There we go,
Yeah,
there we
Dad.
go.
Okay.
Yeah,
You're
that's
at
the
work.
way.
Yeah, chill. It's
true.
Yeah.
It's true. Okay, so let's. I think we're going to get into the getting to know you section now. Siyolo, last little section before we say goodbye. Let's have a look.
Getting to know you, getting to know all about you.
I always say this is the section where we get to see your real personality, see what you all your quirks. So we got no, it's fine. It's nothing to worry
there's
about.
like 30 questions.
There's no sexual questions. You don't have to worry. I don't know if there's any
like 30
comments.
questions, like 30
but before we
questions.
even get into this, let's have a look and see if there's any comments here. I can say how's it to some people here. I see T Red, Siyolo, it's Tristan Reddy. Flying the IT flag high. Tristan Reddy. That's Mike's greatest challenge was dealing with me as a retailer. That's it.
Every day. Every
Okay.
day. He doesn't let up.
You see, the
He
problem
doesn't
with
let
Mike is that he's worked in the DC and he's got a retailer now, so he knows all the tricks.
It's a problem, man.
Yeah.
I've got so many guys that were execs and are all owning stores. And they say, oh, no, you can't BS me because I know how this
Yeah,
thing works."
exactly.
And,
He says-
so you can't lie to them, which is a bit of a problem.
He says he's still your friend, though. You see, he's still your friend. States,
Mike.
the mayor of PE, the mayor of PE says, no. Come on, you can be next. I'm going to vote for you,
Come on,
Stapes.
Stapes, come on.
We'll see. Oh, my word. Okay, so let's have a look. The biggest risk that you've ever taken. What do you think?
So it was my first year at varsity.
Varsity, okay.
Yeah.
Tech,
Tech.
yeah.
And I hope my kids are not listening, but we drank quite a bit.
Oh, yes. I know, I can't believe that as a student.
And brandy was the drink
Of choice, eh?
of choice.
Okay.
It was 20 rand at the time, 1999.
Yeah.
So I mean, there was a
You were just training for tops.
there was a big, of course. No, there was a big jaw and everything
Okay.
else. So we had a few.
At Dan's Den.
Very early. It was very early. Dan's Den.
Dan's Den.
So we had a few, and it was cold. It must have been like June, I remember.
Yeah.
So it was time for us to go, and it was walking like this.
Yeah.
And I couldn't make it to my room. And I had to find a spot to sleep.
Oh, shit.
So there was a car somewhere.
Oh, yes.
And felt the bonnet. I must have landed on the bonnet. It felt warm.
It's
So I went underneath,
Just parked.
went underneath the car and I parked there the whole night.
Yes.
That's probably the.
Wow,
yeah.
no,
So
that
I
is
woke up
risky.
in-
That
woke
is
up in the
risky. You
morning,
wake up in the
yeah.
morning. Oh my God.
It was fun,
Siyolo.
So
The stories
I
come
bet
out.
you lots of students have seen that.
No, they do. But you know the story with what's it, Napoleon's army. In Napoleon's army, when they marched back from Russia,
Yeah.
they just had their failed thing in Russia. They're marching back his army, and they were so cold they used to sleep outside and then die outside of exposure. You're lucky. You're lucky you still got your life.
That warm engine helped me.
Good.
So it kept me going.
We're lucky you didn't ride over.
Even in my drunken state,
Yes.
I used my head.
Good. At least, yes. You
So I think,
solved the problem.
solved the problem.
Good, good.
Slept and
No.
I woke up feeling.
No, everybody's been there.
Yeah.
Everyone's been. Also, you know, I don't want to go there because I don't
I don't want to go there with you either.
I don't want to have your kids hear about my drunken escapades. Okay, the most physically painful thing that you've ever experienced.
Ooh, that was this year's Two Oceans.
Two Oceans.
That was,
Really?
that was difficult.
Was it
It really
hectic?
was.
Well, it sounds like you didn't train a lot. So
I didn't.
Yeah, you see.
I mean, I was redlining.
The heart rates.
Whole thing I was redlining. So yeah, should I stop or? So that was-
21. 21.
Yes, I
as
was
well.
like red.
Well, there's the hills there. There's
Plenty,
serious hills.
plenty. I mean, that was physically. I think yes, that was.
It's a big one. And you're running. You enjoy your running a lot, eh?
I love it.
I know we touched on your running in the beginning, but I love running. It gives you, like you say, redlining. Your heart rate gets up there.
Yeah,
It gets every single part of your body going.
And you control it. You're right. Okay, let me go. Let's slow down. And,
Yeah.
You know,
There's it, yeah.
It's awesome.
And
And also,
you-
you get to think. You clear your
Yeah,
head.
clear your head.
Clear your head.
Hey.
You clear your head. You
And-
make some big decisions while you're running.
Yeah, you know why? It's because your blood's pumping through your head.
Yeah. Oh,
It's like when you have a hot shower, it's the same thing. It's like all these ideas come to you. it's the blood that's going up there. Siyolo.
But yeah, look, it's. I mean, I love it. I really
Yeah,
do.
that's good.
I love it.
No, I love my running too. I do.
Yeah.
And I just
Yeah.
saw that there's the
Yeah.
comrades, Gerda Stein. I met her
How brilliant
because
was
I was a Spar ambassador
How
last year.
brilliant was that?
And she's also a Spar ambassador.
Oh,
And
okay.
I met her up in the first time, it was 2 years ago during COVID.
Yep.
We went out to Cape Town and she was there. And I chatted to her for a long. She's lovely. And she has gone on to do amazing things. I mean, how's that?
broke the record.
Absolutely.
Son,
It's so easy.
She smashed it.
Yeah.
And
she could have gone faster.
And Tete, really
incredible.
Then there was that guy from Germany behind him.
Yeah. He was chasing him. Big bald guy chasing him.
Yeah, that guy was going.
Yeah, he was. He was.
But yeah, fantastic. It was
Amazing.
a great race. Great race.
Amazing. I love it. To think that those guys are going that pace for that long.
Jeez, under 4 minutes.
That is
87
under 4 minutes,
kilometers.
87 Ks, but under 4 minutes a K.
Okay. That is
Yeah.
outstanding.
No,
that is
freaky,
outstanding.
freaky.
I can do under 4 minutes for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, there's it.
Downhills.
downhills. The downhills are good for me. Yeah. No, you gotta get it going. Okay, so the hardest that you've ever worked. Which part of your life would you say?
When I was in logistics.
Logistics side.
Yeah,
Those guys.
that's tough. I think logistics.
It's loading trucks and
There's
getting
nowhere
them
to
on.
hide. There's nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
You're the last man standing.
Yeah.
You're the guy that delivers the goods
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So if a truck is late, you can't blame marketing and those
No,
guys.
it's logistics.
Correct. So I think to be perfect there, and we try to be perfect every single time.
Yeah.
Getting to our stores on time. 'Cause ultimately, that's the measure.
Yeah.
Do you get there on time or not?
Yes.
And just doing that because
Yeah.
it's like a big puzzle, and all the pieces need to fit into.
Yeah. It's like
That's hard work. Because we make a promise. We say to the guys, I'll be at your store at 7. They expect you
You're
at
gonna
7
be there.
o'clock. And you must do whatever you can.
Yeah, the guy's phoning you. I'm looking for toilet papers. Then it comes in. It's got to be at 7 tomorrow.
There was 1 year, it was in December, 23rd of December, I think it was. Our volumes just spiked. It was unreal.
Wow.
I think we had to deliver like 90 odd trucks.
Jeez.
On average, you do like 55.
Yeah.
90, okay?
Yeah.
And
It's double. No.
the wheels came off. The wheels completely came off.
Wow.
And it wasn't nice. I must have walked that warehouse about 30,000 steps in 1 day.
Yo.
But
Making sure
and
they
then the
get-
next day you have to make sure you turn it around.
Yeah.
And we did. And
Okay.
the next day was fine. But for me, logistics was
Stressful.
challenging.
Stressful.
It was challenging.
Okay. Okay, we won't ask the most uncomfortable place you've ever slept because we found out, but
Found
that
out,
was
uh,
underneath the
underneath
car.
the
But not that you felt much.
I'm happy the guy stayed where he was.
You wherever he was.
He
as
didn't
well.
move
You were
for
under
the whole night.
someone else's car. Oh man. Okay, so the favorite place that you've ever been, and why is it your favorite place? Do you travel much?
I do with work. It was the 2019 Rugby World Cup.
Oh,
Yeah, it was in Tokyo.
Tokyo. Yes, the Japanese.
Japanese.
When we lost, didn't we lose?
We won.
Oh no, we won that year. So I always get confused.
We
because
lost the first game, which I watched.
The
against New
Japanese
Zealand.
beat us.
So I watched the game against New Zealand, I think,
Yeah.
and I watched some other games as well.
Wow.
The Japanese people
Yeah.
are the best.
Really?
I mean, they are just awesome people. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed my time there.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, the city itself, I mean, everything's just everything just comes together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just being there.
Properly
It was-
first
it
world,
was-
I think
it was
really is.
it was a nice experience, and I mean, I've been to many places, but
Okay, Japan.
Tokyo for me.
Hey, that's a good one.
I'll go back to tomorrow.
No, that's a good one. I'll give you that. That's a good one there.
Yeah, they're so nice. They're very nice people.
If you had enough money to never work again, what would you do? What would your day look like? If you're lucky, you just got, the Spar's giving you the golden handshake. Yeah. I know he's having a laugh. Because we know it's not going to happen, but
I think the first few days will be spent doing absolutely nothing.
bugger all.
Bugger all.
Just bugger all.
And no traveling, no nothing. Just stay in my house and do absolutely nothing.
Just like become couch
'cause
potato.
I think I mean, in our jobs, I think we are hurried all the time, and I mean, retail is tough, especially now. I mean, so you have to put in an extra effort.
Yeah.
So every day is different, and every day is hard.
Yeah.
And it's busy, but enjoyable at the same time.
Yeah.
We work 7 days a week, so the brain doesn't switch off. So I think the first few days will be spent doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And then time with the family, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I never see my kids.
Yeah.
I go away for a long time and work long hours.
You have to catch that balance. I don't know. how you do it.
It's difficult. It really is. So for me, try and make up the lost time.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would do.
Lost time.
Initially, just make up lost time, spend
Yeah.
some time with family, do nothing,
Yeah.
and then I'll travel.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
travel. I'll travel.
If there was a
Do our country, do lots of hiking.
Yeah. Okay.
That's-
You like that hiking and
Yeah,
running at
that's-
the same
that's-
time.
That's what I would do.
Cycling.
That's what I would do.
So
that's
you're gonna
coming.
get his bicycle
That's coming.
going.
That's coming.
you know.
That's coming. One day. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think that relaxation. Now, if you could be like, okay, so there's another question. If you could immediately get all the skills for any job that you wanted to do. So if you wanted to be a pilot or a fireman or whatever, you can just do it. What would you do then?
The president.
President.
Yes.
Just like that. You want to be Cyril?
Just like that.
No, I
Not
don't.
necessarily
I don't
civil,
know.
but
Not Cyril. Are you sure?
but a president. Look, I think honestly,
Which president of which country?
this country.
You reckon? You reckon you can make things right?
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind the gig.
I think that
I
would be.
wouldn't mind the gig. For me, I think it's the most rewarding job.
Well, for Zuma it was.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah,
I think
it can be.
think it can be.
Yeah,
I think it can be. I mean, you have all these resources.
Yeah.
That you can use. To create wealth for your country, create jobs, make people happy.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. I
Yeah.
really think. I really.
Either way, if you could, well, I'd vote for you as president because at least I know you'd be honest.
I'm campaigning you.
Yeah,
I'm
he's got the
I'm
campaign
campaigning.
going. That's it.
But
Well, you
seriously,
never know
I
how it's
think-
going to be.
No. but it's
Gonna go into politics. Would you have? Do you think you would have gone into politics? Maybe. I mean, we do the trade unions. That's pretty close.
there's still time.
Yeah.
No, you can't write it off.
Yeah.
You can't write it off. I think there's massive opportunity in politics.
Yeah.
I think people are looking for leaders now.
They're looking for good leaders,
People
looking for
good
honest leaders.
honest leaders who are transparent, who will work for people. I think there's a deep hunger for that. I think people are looking for that, and if you don't come into politics with a baggage of coming from an existing party, you're creating your own thing. There's massive opportunity there. There really is. There really is. I mean, you sit here like, who am I going to vote for? You don't know. Because nobody inspires you.
We have to have that inspiration.
So there's no inspiring leadership. I mean, people are looking for that, and they're hungry for it. And it's not there. So for me, there's a massive opportunity there to make a difference.
Well, if you don't make another small party.
That's a wild thought.
We don't want another small party now. We've got enough of those buggers. We need.
But there is massive opportunity currently in politics. In politics around the world, it's a problem.
Well, I hope that I'll vote for you, Siyolo. We can go. We'll see if we can get somebody in that gets stuff done. What do you think makes you who you are? I know it's a bit of a tough one.
It's my upbringing, and I always go back to that.
Your grandmother,
grandmother. It's totally my upbringing. The thing is, when you lost it, you can't find a way. I think for me, you always go back. What would my granny say? And what would her advice be? So I always go back to that, and that helped shape my life.
Are you a church person?
I go
been to church
sometimes.
Every now and again.
Yeah, look, I mean, before COVID, I think I used to go to church. When COVID came, I think since COVID,
I think a lot of people
I've been a few times to church, and
because you need forgiveness after sleeping under the car. Just saying, I don't know if you need a couple of prayers.
I still pray. So I ask for forgiveness all the time.
Oh, good.
Not like I do bad things.
Yes.
But occasionally I would pray.
No, that's good. That's good. It's good. Okay. Okay. This is a good one. In what ways do you sabotage yourself? What are your faults? What are the things that you think, Siyolo, she really should improve that?
Okay, let's go back to that one.
Okay, we'll know it's
make
right.
a note.
No, it's fine. You can skip. You can say pass.
I think you must pass that one.
Pass. Okay. Your most prized possession and why? I know we don't like to talk about everything being about things and stuff, but what do you it's obviously not your bicycle.
No.
Forgotten about that.
No. It's I think it's how I've turned out to be as a person. And I think it's who I've become. It's who I am now, and I'm proud of that because
where you come from.
I worked hard for it. I worked very, very hard for it.
It's been a hell of a journey for you,
and it has been. And it's a nice reward. It gives me a sense of great achievement. So that's it. It's who I've turned out to be. And knowing full well that it was not just given. I had to work for it. And
if there's
that gives you comfort.
One thing that I've heard from people that have worked with you throughout is that Siyolo is hardworking. He doesn't, and also your integrity. It's a similar trait that I've heard from people. Your integrity has always been there because that's all you've got in the end. It's your name. It's your name.
It's your name. My parents used to say to me all the time that when you go out there, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're representing us. And so you always have that in the back of your head. Whatever you do, if my parents saw me doing what I'm doing now, would they be proud of me? So I think that keeps you on the straight and narrow. Yeah. So yeah.
It does. It does. Good. Good. Good.
Yeah.
What annoys you most about your job?
Mike.
Without incriminating anyone other than Mike.
Other than Mike. Look, it's.
Oh, there we go. Come and be my receiving manager, he says.
Not a lot, eh?
Are you in Londe? Is that your
Yeah,
Tisiduko?
that's my Situko.
Tisiduko.
That's my Situko.
Londe taught me Xhosa. Munzanasali.
It's there isn't much, eh? I love what I do. It's a nice gig.
It's quite exciting, I think.
It's a very, very nice gig. And now you get the space, to do what you need to do to get the job done. Now, my boss is Max Oliver. He's in Durban.
Oh, Max, I know Max.
No, Max.
Brilliant guy.
Fantastic guy.
Brilliant,
Really
brilliant.
is.
They were listening, Nonde. Yes, Nokolo. Is that family?
Yeah, no, that's she works at the DC.
Okay.
Fantastic. So, I mean, he allows us the space to do the things that we want to do. So you have all this freedom,
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, it is challenging sometimes, but
Yeah.
fantastic. It really is. It really is nice. I mean, there's nothing really annoying about it.
There's always new projects coming as well.
Every day
the
is
race, the things, it's operational as well as
dealing with the
other stuff.
retailers and offering a service that is acceptable to them.
Yeah.
And that is always challenging and exciting at the same time. And each day is different. It brings with it new challenges.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, like I said, it's nothing annoying about the job.
Yeah,
I promise you.
yeah.
And I'm not just saying that.
Yeah,
It is just a nice gig. It really is.
Is there something that you would like to concentrate on? I know that like for instance, Conrad was his pretty much his legacy was the Stop Plastic campaign, which is a wonderful campaign, and he had a lot of criticism because it's like he's trying to solve the world's problems. It's like it's such a big problem, but I just feel that he's put Spar on a path there. I think it's something. Is there anything like that you would like to do or that you've been involved in? I know you haven't been there long, but considering,
I think for me, it's all about culture. How people feel when they're at work and how you make them feel as a leader of the business.
Yeah.
And it's not just at a DC; it's at retail level as well. I think when you get that right, you get the culture right, and
Yes.
people are happy to be where they are. And then I think that's the trick. I think for me, it's that's the legacy that you want to leave. That you've left a culture of work that is exciting.
A happy workplace.
Happy workplace. And I've always said to the guys when I was in HR that if somebody wakes up and they don't feel like going to work, there's something wrong that we're doing. So for me, that has always been the challenge. How do you create a culture that is conducive to a flourishing workplace where things get done, where people have fun at the same time, and finding that balance, having fun and working hard. I think when you do find that balance, and then you've hit the nail on the head. So maybe I think for me that's key.
Okay, that's good because I think that the Spar out of all the retailers is really been that as well. It's got that the potential to be that as well because of the family groups.
Correct.
The retailers are often old families that have had shops, so the family feel goes through. If it's coming from top down. And from the bottom.
Spar is about that.
Yeah.
It is about family, and as a business, we must never lose that, and we must make sure we protect that with all that we have.
Absolutely.
And when we do that, we remain strong as a business. So for me, and then outside of Spar, I'm involved in the business chamber.
Okay, all right.
So I was made deputy president.
Yes,
last week.
I saw that deputy president.
And for me, again, it's about making a difference. Using my position to make sure that PE can become a very, very strong city that is flourishing, that is creating jobs.
Building city.
And yeah,
Denise
working,
van Heijden.
working with Denise and,
Yeah.
and Laxo Floiso,
Oh, amazing.
yeah, to make sure that we build a city through business that is flourishing and is doing wonderful things.
That's good
so,
news.
So for me, build PE.
Love it.
Let's build PE. Let's make it work.
Yeah.
And let's use our positions and
Yes.
our influence
Yes.
to do that. And I think, so outside of Spar, I think ideally,
Yeah.
that's what I want to do.
But you're in a good position to help with that too. That's fantastic. I think that's such good news.
So I take that very, very seriously. And I think, like I said, I mean, there's massive opportunity, for us to make a difference. And working, obviously the chamber is non-aligned to any political line. So we work with whoever is there, and we collaborate and we try and get things done. So I'm looking forward to that and making sure that.
With you, yourself, and Denise up there, and Luisa, I think it's going to be fantastic. Let's make PE great again. Don't go down the Donald Trump route, Garth Webster.
He's probably wearing a red cap.
It's a marker. No, and I see Trump's getting indicted as well. He's going
Is it today?
it's today. So we're going to see.
3 o'clock Miami time.
He's going in the Chucky. We'll see.
That's his second charge in like 2 months.
No, it's
It's
hectic.
worse than Zuma.
All right, so let's do one or two more here. Any hobbies other than the running? So you did the running. Anything you enjoy?
Enjoy going out. My wife enjoys going out.
Oh, okay, a bit of a socialite.
So we do a bit of that.
She's going to be on Housewives of
Necessarily,
Quebec.
so she likes a quiet dinner and restaurants. So
Bit of romance.
So we enjoy doing
You're going to
that.
see
When I'm
how the
around.
baby's coming.
When I'm around, and a bit of hiking.
Nice. Okay.
But yeah, look, I mean, there's no time for that.
Yeah, no.
So I can hardly squeeze in a run. But yeah, I think in my younger days, it was always hiking and just being active. Also, I read a lot. Growing up.
Okay.
But now all I read is documents and minutes of meetings.
Yeah. I know. People moaning, and Mike Burns moaning notes.
Yeah. So I mean, I used to enjoy those things growing up, being active and reading.
Yes.
So I enjoyed that plenty.
Good.
Plenty, yeah.
Have you got any irrational fears? No fears of anything, heights or spiders or.
It's not waking up for some reason.
Hey?
It's not waking up.
Oh, it's not waking up.
I want to wake up. It's
You mean when,
you're like sleeping, you're not sleeping, you're not,
and then just not waking up.
Not waking up. So
that's called dying, I think, isn't it?
So once in a while, when I go to sleep, am I going to wake up tomorrow?
It's funny. You open your eyes and then you see
that is the weirdest thing. Actually, now that you bring it up, I mean, you're sleeping. Actually, am I going to wake up tomorrow?
Do you dream when you do that? Do you dream of opening your eyes and there's a gearbox? A gearbox of a car.
For me, I think that's probably the most irrational.
Okay, no, that is pretty irrational. That's a bit of a weird one. Yes, you're right.
Very. But I'm honest. I'm going to be honest.
And your favorite singer or band? What's your music? I know we had the thing where you were doing Men in Black the other day. I like that.
Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey. Oh, that is.
Mariah.
That's very
I'm a romantic.
disappointing.
Not very rock and roll.
I'm
Not
a romantic.
very rock and roll
I'm a
at
romantic.
all.
Growing up in my room, posters of Mariah
posters.
Carey
Everywhere. I can just see it.
I had a massive crush on her.
Oh man, you see, it's a schoolboy crush.
Flat out.
So well, if Claudia Schiffer could have sung, we might have liked her as well.
Claudia Schiffer. I've moved on.
Yeah. Naomi Campbell.
No more crush on her.
Okay,
But
your
look,
some
I
voice.
enjoy the music. I mean, it's
Got that high thing.
something soothing about that voice.
I don't
It
know.
takes you to a place. takes you to a lovely place.
No, that's good. It's
Other than her, I enjoy jazz music.
Jazz. Oh, now we're talking.
Now
Sing.
jazz, contemporary.
Here we go. Okay.
Jazz and not deep jazz. Nice.
Okay. Like George Benson kind of album.
George Benson, Old Clue, Peter White.
Bit of a groove.
Yeah, so I enjoy that kind of music. I remember seeing Peter White for the first time in Cape Town.
Really?
ICC. Beautiful. It was
Like a
just packed.
good sound.
Yeah. I know. So Old Clue for the first time in Joburg. Beautiful concert.
Lovely.
Yeah. So I mean, live music, live jazz.
Hey, that's the one.
Especially, that's the one. That's the one.
Well,
That's the one.
we're going to put a show together, so we will get you some tickets.
We must. Give me a nice guitar.
Is it?
I can do that thing. I mean, I enjoy music.
Siyolo,
I enjoy music.
it's been fantastic, Changi. What we're going to do is now we're going to pull the lever on our Fitch and Leads. Our Fitch and Leads, we're going to do a giveaway to some lucky viewer. So Gary does he pulls the button here. There we go. Let's see who's going to win. It's like a one-armed bandit. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Is it Marijn van Eden Mos? She has won it. Marijn, you're the winner. I think she's won before. It depends how long she's won before. We'll find out. Wendy will find out. Marijn, no problem. We'll get you a case of Fitch and Leads. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
You're a lovely host.
Thank you.
make things easy.
I was absolutely.
Doesn't.
It doesn't affect it. It helps a bit when you need more chow. More chow. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on Tuesday next week. Thank you to Spar. Thank you
very much,
Spar, right
everybody.
here.
Cheers.
For the sponsorship and also for Fitch and Leads, as well as Amobia for our internet. And we'll see you next Tuesday. Every Tuesday, 6:30. Subscribe.
Relax, sit down. Coming out of PE town. One drink, find a shot. Never mind your liver, get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Get to Gino's spot.
Gino's spot.
Have a laugh, have a giggle, and exercise your middle. Have a Gino shot.